Welcome to the final and concluding conference of ALMIT, featuring migration and integration in the change of time. Thank you for having me for a few minutes with a few keynote thoughts. You know, migration is not a new phenomenon. On the contrary, migration has been part of human life since its origin. However, in an increasingly globalized world, migration has become easier and even more convenient. People migrate more frequently and faster in order to improve their personal living conditions or because they expect better job opportunities in the country of their destination. Modern technology and digitization, as well as progressive globalization, have made mobility and communication possible to an unprecedented extent. Today, people can travel to almost all countries over the world within a few hours or days and return to their countries of origin just as quickly. Technology has become the great mobility enabler for mankind. Thus, the notion of migration applies not only to people who want to settle permanently in a country, but also to those who, after a temporary stay, either move on or they return to the regions of origin. How did these topics change after 2015? Refugees have a much lower employment rate, both relative to the native-born population in the EU, but also relative to other migrants. At the same time, it reveals the extent of education, the problem with 40% of refugees in the EU being low educated, almost double the share amongst the native-born population in EU member states. Various factors that can influence the integration of refugees in the host labour markets have been identified. These can be distinguished into personal and environmental factors. On one side, these integration success widely depends on the refugees' personal characteristics, such as, in particular, their human capital, such as their skills, their competencies, their employment profiles, qualifications, previous labour market experiences, and also their health. Although many migrants suffer from a devaluation of their qualifications and downward and occupational mobility, studies have convincingly shown that refugees' educational and professional background are important determinants for successful participation in the host labour market. In particular, the national origin of an individual's human capital is a crucial determinant of its chances and the success on the domestic labour market. In this regard, not only the quality of the human capital, but also its compatibility with the host labour markets is crucial. For instance, host country-specific education, work experience, language proficiency, and contact with natives positively correlate with the chances of employment and the occupational status in the country of origin, as well as in the country later of destination. At the same time, there must be a demand on the local labour markets for the specific migrating individuals. What is the focus that we all need to aim at? This means to address chances in integration into the labour market, we need to expand the following initiatives, as ALMIT has already successfully set standards for many of them. Knowledge management and evaluation of competences, assembling of qualification profiles, teaching of values, language skills, local regional workplace opportunities and educational changes. Teaching the handling of ICT tools, inclusion and integration projects while getting used to living and earning a living, education and awareness and the measures of local residents, as well as building relationships and meaningful contacts of migrants to local residents. These are just a few examples, but meet what you have acquired and achieved during ALMIT. Whenever all these steps are taken, still a relative risk of a low educated percentage of migrants remains, and it may cast clouds over the need for inflow of workflows into the EU. Thus, a comprehensive assessment of a refugee population is an imperative task for the EU and crucial for future sustainable integration capacities in the months and also in the years to come. We need to emphasize on coordinated inflow of workforce and migration politics in order to skillfully and effectively manage growth and education of inflowing population into the EU. So this is what ÖIAB would like to emphasize as a mission statement for European migration politics. We need to coordinate and manage migration to an extent that does reflect the capacities of countries and regions of destination. Well-achieved integration has to be a carefully planned process in order to provide perspectives of equality and chances for both sides, the migrant as well as the country of destination. I wish you all a successful closing conference at the end of a promising project with hopefully further initiatives to come. All the best to you all.